Hello and welcome. This video is pretty much going to be a new player guide going over everything I would do if I were to start over with all the information that I now know. Just a heads up, this is not going to cover over everything. This is just my advice to get you quickly into the game, into a comfortable spot, and then you can freely explore the world without a worry. So that does mean I'm going to skip over some of the basics like the crafting table or where the shops are at or what Mr. Moneybags is and so on. Alright, after you complete the tutorial, you'll be in the starting town. This is a completely safe town. You should talk to this person up on screen. They are a guide. They'll show you the shops that I won't mention, and they'll show you the way to your adventure. We're going to the adventure. There are three major things we need to worry about when we start: mobility, inventory space, and currency. The easiest way to deal with all three of these is to immediately do the first dungeon. For starters, we're going to want to keep our eyes open for very basic, simple materials. These will be our building blocks. We can start out by making a backpack, some boots, more weapons, and so on once we have these. This is the best enemy we will encounter, a spider. The spider drops spider silk and it can be crafted into fabric and rope. Fabric and rope are going to be needed way later into the game, but for now our main concern is going to be using it to make a backpack. However, we are going to need leather. If you see this enemy, it is called a bull. It drops the leather, but it can be a little bit difficult to obtain. Luckily, there is one more material that will help us out. That is aluminum. Aluminum can be dropped by a few enemies, but it can also be gathered real easily by mineral deposits that look like this. Aluminum is a very great material to have at all times. It can make keys and it can make other equipment, weapons, and so much more. Right now, we need it to make some boots. Alongside that, we're going to need a few keys, which will help us progress even faster. Keys are used to open up chests, excluding boss chests. Boss chests will open without any key. Now for the last problem, currency. We're going to be looking for this little material here called iceberg lettuces. They sell for 3 coins a piece, and having a good small financial income is great in this game because it helps you repair your equipment, it helps you increase your storage capacity, and later down the road you can buy some cosmetics or buy some better weapons at a shop. During the dungeon, you're going to want to keep your eyes open for this item. This can be found inside of chests and inside of the boss chest. These will allow you to perform unarmed combat. This will make it so we don't have to worry about replenishing our dagger or making a new weapon anytime soon. However, when you do equip this item, you want to put it into the first and second equipment slots for bracelet. If you put it into the third and fourth, it will not increase your damage output. Alright, once we have everything gained, you can do pretty much anything. You can start making cash going into one of the farming areas. I do have a guide on that if you want further details, but basically you're going to be looking for these items up on the screen. Or you can go back into the dungeon, repeat it a few times until you accumulate enough materials to get into weapons. I would recommend a spear into a flag spear. This spear has high damage output and it also has some great reach. The reason I recommend this is because it's perfect for the next area. Lastly, upgrading your backpack one more time wouldn't hurt. You can either go into something fun and silly like a jetpack, or you can go into a bigger bag if you're going to be adventuring and collecting as much as possible. However, now there is one additional thing you might want or need. This is kind of a quality of life item. This is a glider. For 200 coins, you can buy the schematic, and the schematic will allow you to learn the recipe. This is why having some income early on is a good thing. The glider will allow you to glide safely onto the ground if you're from a high elevation. This also allows you to skip large portions of traveling. Before we end this video, there are two major things that you need to know about. The first one is boot upgrades. Boot upgrades actually matter. Spring boots are very useful for going high up elevations and are very great for tight areas. The ice skates are the opposite. They are very amazing for traveling large amounts of distances in wide open areas. They flaw in short and small areas alongside failing when climbing ladders. The other thing I want to mention is getting a gun. The rifle has a huge damage output. This is the gun I would recommend. To get it, you're gonna have to get a standard pistol and then upgrade it further. And that is it. That is all of my advice to any new player starting in Stasis. There is a huge amount that we missed out in this video, but a lot of it is going to be further down the road or not needed when you're a new player. Additionally, as I mentioned, I didn't want to waste your time with basic information such as that was informed in the tutorial. However, if you are looking for something specific, I have a playlist and a large selection of videos and streams on the game Stasis if you do want to take a deeper dive into some of the more specific locations or topics. Feel free to leave a comment with a question if you have one, and check out the description. I have the Trello link for Stasis down below if you do need it. It is very informative and should cover anything you need to know. Alright, that is everything. I hope this video was informative and helpful, and I will see ya.